and grow it. Midu 3.5, new era of AI app building live stream. Thank you all for joining us today. We are excited to share that what we have been building and introduce the biggest updates coming with Midu version 3.5. For those who are new here, Midu is an AI-powered app building platform that allows anyone to turn ideas into fully functional applications through natural language. Whether you are a developer, founder, student, or someone with no coding background, you can simply describe what you want to build, and Midu will help you to bring that idea in life. Before we start, don't forget to scan the QR code on the screen to try Midu yourself and follow along with today's demo. Before we jump into Midu 3.5, let's quickly talk about what we learned from our users after our Midu 3.0, which is our last live stream. Over the past few months, we've talked with many builders from different backgrounds, developers, entrepreneurs, students, and small business owners. One thing we heard really frequently was that building the app is no longer the hardest part. Users wanted more than just generating a prototype. They want something serious, something they can really use in their daily life, and something they can put into business situations. They wanted to build more complex application with better control, launch their apps more easily, and continue improving their products after launch freely. Based on those feedback, Midu 3.5 focuses on three areas. First of all, build. It's always the first step of building an app, right? So they want making app building creation smarter and more controllable. And secondly, launch. We want to help users move from prototype to production. And last but not least, grow. We want to help our users improve and scale their applications after launch. And today we will walk you through each of these improvements. So today I'm joined by Yuchen, our product manager at Midu. He will walk you through the major upgrades in Midu 3.5, including how we are making the whole journey from building, launching, and growing the app much easier. Hi, Yuchen. You want to say hi to our audience?
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Yuchen. You can also call me Quinn. Currently, I'm the product manager on Midu, and good to see you guys. And today we are going through 3.5. The name always also says it: build, shape, and grow. So which means make it, shape it, and help people to find it. And that's the order for the next hour.
All right, before we start the demo, if you haven't tried Midu yet, please make sure to scan the QR code on the screen and start building your own app. Now, let's take a look at how Midu 3.5 improves the building experience.
All right, so I will start with the first minute inside Midu. So the first thing we ask is simple. What do you want to make? A website, an app, or a mini program? And what's your role? Like business owner, freelancer, or agency? Right here, I will choose to product manager, and I click continue. And I would like to build a MVP. Continue. What we should call it? I will say I want to build a calendar app. Calendar. All right, next. Who is the product for? I will say consumers. Start building. All right, so right now, as you can see, our homepage got a review to website, apps, mini programs, skill creation, data analysis, right up front. And one glance, you know where to build. And right here, I want to introduce our second feature, which is web and mobile in one shot. So before, one idea, one target. Now there's a new entry right below the input box, which you can see here. It's a beta feature. One sentence builds a website and an app. So right now, same requirements, and it generates the web version and the mobile app version together. And here is here's the demo I prepared earlier. Same business logic, website in the browser and app on the phone, and both running on the same data. You don't have to finish one and then rebuild the same thing on the other side. And one more thing is, these two can share one backend, one database, one set of users. And actually, I'm saving this for the next section, which is our shape section. And it's my favorite thing in this release. And during the generating, I will introduce the biggest change in this release. You see the plan first, then you build it. Once you tell us what you want, we don't just start writing. We show you the plan first, how we are going to break it up and what each step does. You skip it for 10 seconds, and if it looks right, then we go. Fixing something here is way cheaper than fixing it later. I'll show you. Yeah. Right here, you will see all the plans, and so the whole thing is totally visible. It's if a step is slow or going the wrong way, you can see it while it's happening, not after. All right, so last small update for the build section. It's a tiny thing, but you'll use it every day. It's right here. You can reference a file right inside the chat. For example, I will choose a file, for example, like our requirement.md. Click this button, reference in the chat, and you just put it into the conversation and say, like, what you want to change. And the nice part is you are giving coordinates, not a description. So Midu doesn't have to guess like which page, which button, it just knows. And more accurate adds fewer tokens. And the more files your project has, the more this pays off. So, all right, making it is step one. Between a prototype and runs a real product people use, there's a stretch of work. So we dive from production, connect multiple apps to the same data, then search, profiles, and app review. Everyone shipping an app walks this stretch. And ship in Stream 5 is us paving the road. So there are basically just three things: multiple apps sharing, one backend, dev versus production database split, and iOS packaging. So I will introduce the shared backend first. So back to our homepage, you will see this button, which you can choose shared backend. And it's a very common situation that you already have a website and people are signing up and placing orders on it. And now you want a mobile app for those same people. So when you create the app, just pick, shared backend, this button, and that's done. So the two apps will share one database and one user system. And count made on the website logs straight into the apps. An order placed in an app shows up in the website's dashboard. It's all the same data, no shuttling needed. And the model is actually simple. In a group of apps, one hosts the backend and the others connect in. So connectors point at each other. It doesn't point anyone else. What you see isn't just writing it twice, it's one database and one set of keys, one permission model to manage. Web app and mini programs become three doors into the product. All right, so the second thing is dev and production database split. So every app's backend now comes in two copies, one for development, one for production. So everything you do in chat, everything you tweak in the data panel, lands in development. Fake orders, test accounts, survey tables, make as many as you want, and production doesn't feel same. So when you publish, we only sync the schema across. New tables, change columns, and the test data you made in development stays there. And one more thing is, for every version, we store both the upgrade scripts and the rollback scripts. Change version to version so the database rolls back the same way code does. whatever the last version look like is what you get back. So here we come the main event, which is iOS packaging. All right, let me show where's it. Yeah. So most asked feature in our community is, can I package the app into my iOS or App Store? And finally, is this feature in our 3.5 release? So let me just lay out the passes first, because this is where people get confused. So basically, you got three builds, three use cases. So the first pass is free build. You don't need a developer account, no certificate, no profile. Just one click, you get an IPA. You can run it locally and confirm the pipeline works. Second is test builds. Developer account required. Two flavors installed on devices you register for, and device debugging or ad hoc distribution to hand out to a small group of users. And the third, test flight and App Store. So once you actually ship, upload to App Store Connect, run an internal or public test flight beta. And to be clear, Midu takes you as far as App Store sign build. Upload it to App Store Connect, but the final submit for review click you do inside ASC. And a public test flight beta has to clear Apple's beta app review first. Internal testing doesn't. All right, so let me show you how to actually package a iOS app, which you could find this button, export installation package. You click it, you choose iOS app, and you could choose packaging my version, which I will choose this option. Recommended option, next, save and apply. Yeah, all right. Let's retry.
Yeah, we don't have a subscription for this account yet, but you should be able to package on your end.
Yeah, let me just switch to my
Enterprise version.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
All right, during just we're waiting for the packaging, we will answer some community QAs and some frequently asked questions.
Yeah. So while the app is being packaging, you can scan the QR code on the screen and explore Midu yourself. You can follow the same workflow we just demonstrated. Describe your idea, build your app, and experience the full AI development process. So we also want to answer some questions that many users ask in our community. If you do also have any problems or you encountered any issues while interacting with Midu, just scan the QR code, join our Discord community, and provide any feedback you want. So first question, why did our users' app sometimes fail to build?
Well, for this question, I would like to start with the error message. So it tells you which bucket you're in, and most failures on the build itself. They are the checks that run before the build actually starts. So the common ones is expired certificate. For example, like you picked ad hoc, but haven't registered a single test device. The bundle ID can be registered with Apple, usually because another team took it. The version you are packaging has no source code, or there's already a build running on that platform. One job per platform at a time. And all of those you can fix just all by yourself.
So then, how long does the packaging usually take? And sometimes some users may complain about that. They think the packaging has been stuck for a long while.
All right, so let me be clear. 30 minutes is the hard cap. So queuing and building each have a 30-minute timeout, and a checker sweeps every 5 minutes. So if you pass it, it's marked filled automatically, and your credits will come back, and you get a notification. It won't hang forever. Just so if it's past half an hour and still says building, you can send us the build ID, and we will review it case by case. And two side notes, you can cancel while it's queued. Once an iOS build actually starts, you can't cancel it. You either wait for it to finish or wait for it to time out. There's no retry button either. Just start a new build with the same settings.
Great. And third question, can the users export their source code and run it outside Midu?
Yes, and absolutely yes. So source code is downloadable, and it's a paid capability, and each download costs credits. So what you will get is a normal front-end project with a package.json, a Superbase schema.sql with your database structure, and a README with instructions to run it. What you don't get is our services keys, and those are strapped for security, and you plug in your own.
Yeah, just want to emphasize on that. Every download is required. Every download of source code will require 300 credits. So basically, if you don't have any demand to immigrate your projects from Midu to other platforms, you don't really have to download the source code every single version. So be careful on that. And let's move on to the fifth question. My app works in preview but breaks after export. Why?
Yeah, so this question always caused by the environment, not the code. So there are two usual suspects. So the first is the .env case. The ones with Stripe need to be replaced with yours, and miss one, and it shows up as empty data or a failed login. And second is it's not as the same database. Schema.sql gives you structure, not rows. So the table are empty and the pages looks broken. And one thing you know up front is anything hosted on Midu, our API proxy, plugins from the plugin center, images we host, needs a replacement once you are outside.
Okay, then and can I use my own custom domain after publishing?
Yes, definitely. You can just you can click the custom domain button and switch to your own domain. What you actually need to do is set a DNS pointer, and that's all.
Oh, that's kind of weird. It says packaging failed.
Yeah, probably because some internet problem.
Yeah, but
I will use this version.
But here we go. We just already have one. Yeah, I just want to explain because there was a error message and it shows since your packaging has been failed, your credits will be refunded. So no worry on that. If you like it failed on task, we will refund the credits to you. Yeah.
Yeah. So another tips is any problems you met, you can view our document site. Yeah, here there are introductions, overviews, and best cases, and we listed all the frequently asked questions and answers. So, for example, like you got some questions about iOS packaging. Yeah, right here you can find some tutorials and guidance. All right, so let's just move on to our next part, which is the.
Do you want to go back to the version you just packaged and tell more about just like there is a button for the release guide, right? If you have any problem about how to publish your guide, your app on iOS after packaging it, just click it and it will direct you to our document site.
Yeah, so shall we go on to the next section?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So let's move on to our next section, which is SEO agents, also the growth section. So let me change to this section. Yeah. So one question is you build it and you ship it. now is a practical question is, how do people actually find it? So that's growth. 30 seconds on what SEO actually is, because not everyone here does this. Search engines send robots to read your pages, and what they read decides whether you get indexed and where you rank. So they look at very specific things like the title, the description, the keywords, and whether the content matches the title. You get those right, and when someone searches for what did you do, and you will have a shot to ad showing up. So one thing we already handle for you is search robots don't always run client-side rendering. So when you publish, we pre-render your pages and push your sitemap to a search engines. So the robots get a page with real content in. All right, so pre-rendering handles can it be read? The other half is what it actually reads, and that's the SEO agent's job. So there are basically 3 steps. So once it scans it, it walks you the site page by page, titles, descriptions, keywords, and content. And second, it gives you a list. As you can see in my screen, it's not a score you have to interpret. It tells you which page, what specifically, and why. And the final step, the AI will fix it automatically. So you read the list and you say go, and it generates the fixes right into your app. Let me just click fix all. All right, so for a lot of people, SEO has always been like, I know it matters, but I don't know where to start. So this actually turns it into 3 modes: running, read it, and approve it. So I'll kick off the scan right now, and actually I'm already started. Let's see what it happens for like after 1 minutes.
I think it will like automatically control your source code and modify, fix all the problems that it's like have in that report, and it will automatically fix all of them, and it will be good to use. So do you want to introduce some other features for this new version?
Yeah. During the waiting, I will introduce some small features, but usually very useful. So the first one is a custom prefix for share links. So yeah, it's a small feature, but a lot of people ask for it. When you share your app, you can now name that part of the URL by yourself. So whether you want to post it on Instagram or YouTube or just X, you just paste it an email. People can tell what it is goes at one glance. And second feature is schedule tasks for your generated apps. And this one is kind of bigger because your app can now have jobs that run themselves in the backend. You clean up expired data every night, send a digest email every Monday, sync from an external source every hour, set a schedule, and it runs. Nobody needs to open a page to trigger it. And trying back to the dev or prod split, you create a job in development, test it in development, and it only goes live once you publish. So while still you are tuning it, no emails actually go out to real users. All right, so let's back to our SEO part. As you can see, the AI automatically fix all, and it does some changes in our source code. Yeah, so none of these are hard to fix. I think the hard part is spotting them. Yeah, so I think that's all for our SEO agent part. All right, so for next part, I will introduce some general updates. Yeah, so the recommended prompts on the homepage now do something extra. So you can replay the whole build, requirement, play, error generation step all laid out. And rather than just writing another like how to write good prompts doc, we'd rather you watch one go from a single sentence to finishing things. And second small feature is our wish list. You can find this feature in our scale center. Yeah, right here in the bottom, you click make a wish to Midu. Yeah, so here you can post the capability you want, and we will look at case by case with our community. And the most wish for ones get built first and go into the skill center, and which means you will set the priorities. And the third feature is credit consumption rules. Now lie behind a link you can just open. So right here, yep. So which actions actually use credits? Roughly how much are written out, available anytime, combined with the usage history you already have. So one answers what are the rules, and the other one answers what did I spend.
Yeah, we just wanted to be as transparent as we can to all our users, because we also have heard a lot of our community users said that complain about they don't know how the credit's gone, why it costs so much, and if I sometimes failed, I want to get back some refund of the credits. How much should I ask for? So that's why we implemented this new credits rules page here. We want to be transparent to all our users. Yeah.
Yeah, also for next part, now we build a automatic card filling bot in Discord channel. So let me introduce where you can find it right here. Yeah, if you click feedback, you can join our Discord channel. And this bot will spot a bug. If you find any bugs or have any requests, just file a card straight from Discord, and it will land in our real backlog with an ID and a status. And you can follow it all the way through.
And this way is right now the quickest way to get support from our technical team directly. Also, we will host some weekly events. Right now, we are having weekly hackathon every single week, and as long as you join the hackathon, you will be able to get extra bonus credits. So welcome everyone to joining our community.
Yeah. And for this release, we also has a actual plan subscription, which is our max plan. So let me just first introduce all those subscription types. So basically, you get free and pro trial and pro and enterprise for business owners and teams, which it owns a multi-seat collaboration, team workspaces, and all of that. Pricing is a conversation, so reach out if you need it. A credit packs are separate, so it's a one-time purchase. It's not a subscription. Top up whatever, and it doesn't touch your existing plan. And also, I want to say credits from a monthly subscription valid for 1 month from the date you purchase. And also, one more thing is for India and Brazil and Turkey users, now check out in local currency. You see the local currency and price directly. No mess on your end. And one last thing is, I know this is a global session, so let me just be clear about who is this for. I'm going to introduce mini programs. So if your users are in China or you're planning to enter that market, mini programs are worth to knowing about. So it's not an app and it's not a website. It's a layer of apps that runs inside WeChat. Nothing to download, use it, and go. So WeChat has around 1 billion users in China. So if you're doing cross-border work, serving Chinese-speaking users, or in travel, e-commerce, that might be your shortest path to customers. and Midu generates mini programs right now. Yeah, and WeChat decides the reveal outcomes if you want to use mini programs and upload to WeChat. Same as with Apple, so you are the one on record. Yeah, and for our last section, I would want to introduce our next release. So the first thing is AB packages for Google Play. iOS is down as of this release, and on Android, we produce an APK, download it, install it, and share it by QR code. For Google Play, it needs an AAB, and that will be land in our next release. And second is Midu on mobile. So next release, you'll have Midu on your phone and build from your phone or check on a generation while you are commuting. And last thing is better service experience. Actually, we did a lot on the database this release. For example, like dev, split, version rollback, shared backend. Our next release, we will focus on making management smoother. So people who aren't database people can still feel confident with their own data.
Yeah, so basically that's all for today. These updates are all designed around one goal, making Midu easier to use for every builder. From the first idea to building, launching, and continuously improving your applications. We hope these improvements help more people turn their ideas into real products faster. Thank you everyone for joining today's Midu 3.5 launch session. We hope you are excited to try these new features, our new boarding page, new interface, and start building your own application and put them into serious circumstance and into like maybe start making money using them. And don't forget to scan the QR code on the screen. Try Midu, join our Discord community, and share your feedback with us. Almost every single iteration we did is based on what you want and what your feedback you will have from the community. So make sure to scan the QR code, join us, and your feedback will continually help us building a better Midu. And thank you, Yichen, and thank you all for joining us today. We will see you next time. Bye bye.